I remember back in the 80s as a child, I remember my granddad used to refer to that. Do you remember that hard sort of tracing paper, sort of cheap toilet roll that people used to buy when they were a bit skint? I remember my granddad used to call it call it the hard stuff. But how come it doesn't exist now? Because um, people are just as hard up or skint as they might have been in the 80s, possibly even more so. Nothing's changed there. So how come you don't see people buying that stuff anymore? Um, uh, I don't know. Is it even available? Does it even exist now? I think I did look on the internet and I did see, ages ago, and I saw it was available to buy somewhere. Um, but I was in a supermarket yesterday, and a friend said, "Oh, can you bring round some toilet roll? Can you get some?" And I bought the posh stuff, some posher stuff. It was only about 40 pence difference between the basic stuff and the posh stuff. Um, and then, yeah, it just triggered this conversation about whether we remembered the hard stuff, the tracing paper stuff, as I call it, that was around in the 80s. I haven't seen it for, oh, probably 30 years. I think the last time I saw some was probably late 80s, early 90s, but I will check and see if it still is out there somewhere. But yeah, people were, when they were skint, they bought it or on a budget, and people are definitely often skint and on a, hello, Brett. People are definitely skint and on a budget now, aren't they? So how is it now that it's just as cheap to buy, the cheaper, softer toilet roll and the tracing paper stuff, as I called it, doesn't exist? I think it was called Izal, wasn't it? Izal toilet paper. Um, I shall have to go and research. I'm sure there's quite a bit online about it. But yeah, I just remember my granddad calling it the hard stuff. um, I'm just trying to see who's that. Dean Toms. Oh, thanks for being there. Hello, Dean. Hello, Brett. Yeah, just a brief video about the hard stuff. That's the Izal tracing paper, hard toilet paper that used to be around. That doesn't seem to be around now. It's just you can buy the softer stuff cheap now, but back then you went for that tracing paper stuff if you were really um, skint. So yeah, how did that change? Why did it change? Would anybody even put up with that now? Would anybody be willing to tolerate, that? Are we too soft now? Excuse the pun. To use that tracing paper, toilet paper. Um, oh, that toilet paper, the one that if you wipe your finger, will go through it. I don't normally do vulgarity, but that isn't it funny how toilet paper is toilet humor is universally funny, isn't it? Anything to do with bodily functions and toilets is universally hilarious. Whatever country you go to, most people do find toilets and bodily functions amusing. It's kind of universal humor, isn't it? I think a lot of people do, Brett. A lot of people use cheap toilet paper, but not the hard stuff, as my granddad used to call it. um, yeah. Oh, hello, car. I love that, car pal. Am I allowed to say the name that I used to always know you as at school? Car pal. I like it. That's clever. How are you doing? Yes, we're talking about cheap toilet paper this evening, but not today's cheap toilet paper. We're talking about the tracing paper, hard stuff that was around up until, I don't know, late 80s, early 90s. I don't know. As I said, I'm going to have to pop on the ubiquitous universal Google and find out if it is still out there, or if it's extinct now. Yeah, so thanks for being there, and I'll probably be on again tomorrow, talking about something. Um, and it's thank you for being there as well. Yeah, drop me a line, Carl. Let me know how you're doing, how you're progressing, yeah, we'll do coffee or a beer soon. Have to arrange that. That would be sublime. So yeah, this evening we're talking about cheap toilet paper.